Got quite a few questions about pollinators and pollination. I will try to answer those as best I can. All right, first we have nightshades, aka peppers, tomatoes, and eggplants. I'm never gonna say these guys are not important. They're not quite as needed for something like peppers, tomatoes, and eggplants. These little bad boys over here can be tickled, and then that will pollinate them. You can also use an electric toothbrush on the very back end of it, the back of the electric toothbrush, and you can vibrate it right here if you don't want to walk up to each one manually. However, most varieties of cucumber are not. This is a variety that we're all mostly familiar with. This is the homemade pickles, right? So this one is not self-pollinating. This one requires a pollinator to carry the pollen over from the male flower onto the female flower. And then this over here is a Parthenocarpic gynaeceous cucumber. Hold on, I can already hear your brain going yo, 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 chill. It is a cucumber that produces female flowers only and that are self-pollinating. That means they do not need a pollen. This is just a little cucumber experiment that I've been doing. I'm growing about 5 different varieties all around each other, and then some on the ground just to see how well they do and how resistant they are to certain diseases. This is one of the other Parthenocarpic and gynaeceous cucumbers that I gotten, and they are. And while there are varieties of squash that are Parthenocarpic and gynaeceous, or just Parthenocarpic, they are not quite as stable genetically, so they might still need pollination to begin with. And then these definitely need to be hand pollinated for the most part if you want a decent melon harvest. Absolutely adore the pollinators though. There is, however, a whole other issue that faces us in the South when it comes to flowers not turning into fruit. And that's that globe floating over there. It's way too bright. I come out here every morning at 7. Now, dealing with the sun is a little bit of a interesting topic because there's 2 things that you can kind of do about it. One is you can install a shade cloth over most of your garden. The option's fine. It might look clunky. Also might cost a little bit more. That's fine. And obviously, here's a tip for those of y'all that might not want to install shade cloth. You can also grow your vegetables underneath the roof of your house. And if you just get a couple of S-hooks, I know most of y'all can't get that up there by yourselves, but there are ladders. Get an S-hook, tie it to a string, and tie it to your plant. It will climb during the hottest part of the day, that is. However, the downside to keeping it underneath your house is the fact that it will grow significantly slower. Here's my serrano that was planted at exactly the same time as this one. And here's 2 that I have next to each other at the exact optimal sunlight time during the summer.